that
You
way.
also make it look easy, right?
I don't think so.
You're very calm when you're talking about it. Okay, ho gaya.
Yeah, like I've kind of evolved, no, as a person.
Cool.
You're not asking him the question.
He knows all the questions, and I think
know
he's
all
done
the-
it for the 14th time now.
All the
If your design studio had a theme song,
Oh my god.
dude, I think the conversation went to a very different direction.
It was related to design.
On that note, I think art and design is meditation in itself.
Welcome back to another episode of KYAD, Know Your Architect / Designer. We are doing the 4th episode of season 2, and we are very excited today to have someone on the couch. She's an interior designer who's from Mumbai, and she owns a brand of her own, which is what we'll discuss about. The whole idea of having a conversation with her is because she's someone who's got a very different approach to design, a very relaxed, calm, zen. I think that's how the work and her personality also comes out. I'm talking about Komal Sachdev. I think she's there on the couch.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
All good. And we also have Varun sir. We have to make him speak today.
Hopefully.
Cool. People know Varun sir from the previous episodes. If you don't know him yet, you have to go back and check the previous episodes. How are you? Is the first question. What is happening in your life at this point in time?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm doing great, in fact.
Okay.
And lot of work,
Okay.
lot of opportunities,
Okay.
and lot of dreams that I still have to fulfill that I'm working towards.
Okay.
So that's happening. Good work, good clients, good team.
Everything which is important is there. With
Is
you.
there. Everything is checked.
Yeah.
So
Fingers crossed. Okay. Nice.
yes.
So we want to understand from you is how did you get into interior designing is the first question.
So it all started with my childhood, in fact. But I was always good at art. I was always good at designing something or the other. Not design, I would say, but art,
Okay.
And I was very imaginative as a person or as a kid.
Okay.
Anything that had colors or anything that had more creativity would always draw my attention.
Okay.
And I always knew that I don't want to do anything mainstream, like get into business or something like that. So I think in my 10th grade, my parents were getting my room renovated,
Okay.
and this was done by a cousin of mine along with his partner.
Okay.
Back then, I think in 2007, having a women interior designer was something very fascinating.
Okay.
And the kind of charge that she took over with the contractors, the command that she had over everything is something that, got me into this and attracted me to this field that, okay, I don't want to do something cliche, but this is something that I really want to do.
All right.
So I think she was one of my inspiration to draw me towards interior design.
Okay. Is she still practicing or?
Honestly, I don't know.
Okay.
I hope that she is.
Okay. This message can go to her then. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So after 10th grade, what you took science and then you move ahead or?
No, I took commerce.
Okay.
And after that, I pursued my interior design.
And how long was that course?
It was a 3-year full-time course.
Okay. Did you do any internship at that point in time or?
I did my internship after my 3rd year.
Okay.
I did my internship with Mr. Girish Chatpar,
All right.
and he's my mentor.
Okay.
And not just professionally, but personally as well. He's been
Okay.
a great guide for me. So yeah.
He was there on the 2nd episode with us. Huh?
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Looking forward to hear his podcast.
Okay. So just to understand, how long you were there with him in his office?
So for the internship, I was there for 3 months.
Okay.
And then I was there as a junior designer for another 6 months.
Okay.
And sometimes life takes a turn, So there was a sabbatical that I had to take for
Okay.
personal reasons. And then I joined another firm for another year. And since I come from a business background, like the family background is business, so I always knew that I wanted to start my own.
Okay.
And I have a kind of personality I just can't, be commanded over. So
Can't report to people.
yeah, I can't report to people.
Okay.
So yeah, I thought let's take this leap of faith. and that's how it started for me.
Okay.
That was in 2014.
2014, huh?
Yeah, that's when I
years.
formed my own studio.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is a very genuine question I ask everyone. How is it to get the first client? What do you do, or how does it happen to get the first client, and how do you convince that first client of yours? And who was your first client?
Okay, in my case, my first client was my dad.
Okay.
And believe me, even after so many years of practice, 10 years of my independent practice and 2-3 years of working under architects, I think he's been my most difficult client.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because it's easier to convince someone outside your family, outside your home,
Hmm.
but it's very difficult to convince your own folks.
Agreed.
So I think most of us, face this, and but I think it shaped me as a person, and it kind of helped me also.
You were world
Yeah.
ready, if
Yeah,
someone
yeah,
is
of
becoming
course. You know how
difficult to
they
you.
say
Yeah.
that a father shapes his son's
Yeah,
career or a
yeah.
kid's career.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened in my case too. That
Okay.
it was very difficult to convince him for certain things,
Okay.
and I don't know where that came from. Maybe it was something that he had in mind. He couldn't imagine things, and I could. And for me to translate that and have that kind of patience, I think what I learned was that you always need to have patience. You can't lose your shit.
Agreed.
You have to hold your patience. He's your father. You'll not talk to him and you'll fight with him. That's one thing, but you can't do that with your client. You still have to
Right.
show up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
After that, who was your first client then?
After that, I think I did a very small project.
Okay.
I'm not ashamed of it, but I'm very proud of how it all came around.
We should be. I think
Yeah,
that's
It was
that's
a
very
bathroom. It was a 6x4 feet bathroom that I
Nice.
did for an army
Okay.
officer.
Okay.
So, and that was referred by some vendor actually.
You're in Mumbai.
Yeah, Navi
Okay.
Mumbai. So that's
Okay.
where I stay.
Okay.
So that happened, and technically that's the first project after my own house.
And when you got that first check under your company's name,
Yeah.
and how did you feel, and what was that experience? Is what you want to understand. It will be a very different amount, right? Though it is a small amount, but it feels very different, right?
Oh, so I think I felt confident.
Mhm.
I felt that I can do this.
Yeah.
Because doing it for my family, doing your own house, it's still okay, lenient, But when you're stepping out in the real world, it's something different. And when someone places that trust in you, and then you finally see the outcome, that's the reward. I think that happens with us even today.
Yeah.
We envision something and then we translate that into reality.
Agree.
It's a reward for us. So I think I felt more confident,
Yeah.
more empowered that, yeah, I can take this up, I can do it.
Yeah.
So, you know how in your initial time, you don't have that kind of confidence that how it's going to go. And I think back then, like 10 years back, things were very different
I agree.
for us. Unlike today's generation, they are very confident about everything. Even if they are making mistakes, they are very confident
Yeah,
about.
I agree. Like okay, ho gaya.
Haan, it's okay.
Rectified.
ho
It's
gaya.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So, now how do you approach? I mean, a client with where you're doing a bathroom, for example, and then you go with certain things in mind, or you want to impress the client, or how does it work? I mean, when you're doing your first project,
So
there might be some butterfly, something, right? When you're getting out of that elevator and meeting that person for the first time because you're representing your
okay,
own
in
brand.
my case, I still remember because it was my first meeting with the first client of my life.
Yeah.
I was nervous
Okay.
and I was scared because I got this random call, and I was like, I don't know who is he, and he's been referred by a vendor. Now that vendor also, I don't really know them very well because I'm not very old in the business.
Yeah.
I was scared. I was like, what if I'm abducted or something like that? So I was like, oh shit. So then I told my sister, I was like, listen, I know that you're nowhere near this. And she was just merely in her junior college.
Okay.
So I was like, why don't you come with me as an intern? Just hold the measuring tape for me.
Okay.
So I remember taking her for that meeting so that, I mean, and I was so scared that I didn't even have water
Yeah.
when he offered me. So funny today, it really, when I
Yeah.
look back to that,
Yeah.
of course, we've come a long way, but it's a funny thing, and I'm glad we're laughing over it.
But cut to today, what is the kind of projects you're doing? Like, the largest
So,
project is what we want to discuss from that bathroom. I want to give a comparison now.
so now we are doing, so until 2022, we were doing a lot of residential. So our forte was residential.
Correct.
Since 2022, we've also stepped into a lot of commercial spaces.
Good.
And we are working with a lot of developers, renowned
Nice.
developers, for the headquarters, for the public spaces that in the beautiful buildings that they are building. So we're doing that. And
Scale?
Scale. From a 6 by 4 feet, we're now on to almost 10,000 square feet offices.
Nice.
And currently, we're working over more than 35,000 square feet of projects
Wow.
combined.
Nice. Nice.
So,
How does it feel today now? Because we're speaking in this context. I don't know if you have gone back and thought about it this way.
I have.
Yeah?
I have.
How does it feel?
I have. It feels great.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was easy, but
Nothing is easy.
nothing
People
comes
make it
easy.
look easy.
Nothing comes easy. I don't know why people make it look easy.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that
You
way.
also make it look easy, right?
I don't think so.
Comes out to be easy. It's
Yeah,
not-
yeah. You're very calm when you're talking about it. Okay, ho gaya.
Yeah, like I've kind of evolved, no, as a person.
Yeah.
Right.
But trust me, even today when I have that handover phase, I become like a, I don't know, maniac running around and still stressing about things.
Yeah.
Because Suzette, honestly, I see or look at my projects not just mere projects or dead spaces or like a non-living being, but for me they are my babies. So we conceive and then finally one fine day, and the journey is always where it ends on a very emotional note, because we spend almost half a year or probably 9 months or almost a year or more than that on projects with the clients, with that space, with the kind of atmosphere that the space is in, the environment,
Energy.
the energy, the
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah.
So all of that, of course, when it comes to an end, and it's rewarding, but at the same time, it's a very emotional journey every time. I think art, design, everything is very emotional.
Agreed. Agreed. So this is what I wanted to ask you is because I've seen your projects, I've done that whole thing. How do you approach the whole design path? Because your projects, when I see, they look very calm. So you have a Zen mode that you get into and then design things, because I think that reflects your personality. I think every designer.
So as a person, I would say that is my personality.
Okay.
I don't like chaos in general,
Okay.
and also I'm a very spiritually inclined person. So I think that is where my energy comes from.
Okay.
And as for the approach towards any kind of project, I think it's a collaboration between the client's lifestyle, between their mindset and their personalities and their lifestyle.
Okay.
I think primarily that should reflect in their homes. And when they go through our portfolio, or when they look at other works that we've done, people who resonate with that would only get into business with us.
Agreed.
Right? But for me, it's very important that their personality should reflect in their homes, because at the end of the day, it's not me who's going to use that space.
Right.
It's them. They should enjoy the space. They should remember that, okay, this is what it was translated into.
You want to ask something, sir? I think you're ready to ask something, right? The spiritual part? Yeah. Because he's also a spiritual person. Yeah. He meditates a lot. He's into that.
I'm a morning person, so for me,
Yeah, I'm a morning person too.
2 hours in the morning, it's me time then.
Yeah, same.
So you meditate?
I do.
Okay.
So since my great grandfather, or since that time, our family follows a guru back in MP.
Okay.
And I also follow that. And they just talk about human service and meditation.
Okay.
And I think more about detachment also.
I think detachment is something which is very important. People
Very
don't.
important.
Yeah, I think that's one.
And I
And I
think in this world, how do you operate with detached attachment is one part which is helps a lot, because you still have to be attached to a lot of
Yeah.
I
things.
think
And you have to
the motto is not to reach the destination yet, but at
Right.
least to try to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And not to forget about it. So just yesterday I was telling my mom, and so this came up with a very emotional thing that, you know, it's already been 2 weeks that my sister is back to the States, and how
Okay.
we missed the time, and it seems like a long time back. So I was like, you know what, Mom, I think the whole problem is detachment.
Hmm.
There is no greatness in being attached.
Right.
It's, you know, it's a sweet pain. I agree to
Yeah,
that.
it's
But I think at the end of the day, it's good to be liberated, or at least try and approach that path.
Okay. Interesting.
And
Uh,
deep too, I think.
I think this is what all the designers do as well, because you're speaking about detachment. They get attached to a particular project, and then they have to detach themselves
Yes.
and then get into something and get attached
You should
again.
do
Right?
every
Absolutely
time.
different.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
You have to
I
do
think-
every time, and
yeah.
that like sometimes there are times that you don't really, you know, kind of come to terms with, oh, this is finally over.
Yeah,
Especially
right.
when we do projects which last more than like 10 months
Mm.
or more than a year.
Speaking about the whole design part, want to understand, because I've seen your houses done with very minimal accessorizing also, right? That's it's got a nice touch to it. I don't know, people will notice that or not, but do you do it? You do it personally, or how do you get it done? The accessorizing part, because every frame that I've seen looks like a picture perfect frame, right? I don't know if the
Yeah.
photographer has done justice to it, but I feel that because it goes with the whole theme. But they don't feel like it's been styled. They feel that it's to be there in that frame. You do it personally, or how it is?
So, the pictures or the photographs that you see, of course, they're shot by professionals.
Correct.
Right.
They're styled by professionals. They're
Correct.
designed by professionals. It's a collaborative effect.
Okay.
But eventually, when the stylist is on board, it's our vision that
Correct.
she has to
Right.
translate.
Correct.
When the photographer is on board, they either we discuss. So generally, like, I don't like to experiment much. When I'm comfortable with someone, I know they kind of understand my style, or they know, so they are there for as long as it goes smoothly, unless if I want to twerk things around.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very collaborative effect, one thing. Second thing is when it comes to accessorizing, so we don't really, you know, like just source it for the shoot and keep it there. We also keep in mind that this is going to be there permanently with the clients.
Yeah.
And I think accessorizing or styling a place is like putting on jewelry to the side.
Agreed.
Right? So that's how I define, that's how I tell my clients or convince them. Sometimes people are afraid to have them because of maintenance. I'm like, don't do too much.
Yeah.
Do what is practical for you,
Yeah.
you know. So of course we add our books and all of that just to elevate the space a little bit.
I
but
think that's there, because I think most of the things are there for the shoot.
yeah.
But when you look at the image, you feel that that flower at the background, or that that vase at the background, which looks like it is meant to be in that frame, and it reflects your personality. Because now I'm sitting with you and I'm discussing it with you, your entire attire, the way you're discussing and the way you're speaking, your designs are speaking the same thing. I think you have a very good team when it comes to the photography part, because they resonate the same thing with you. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it's there. Yeah. Cool.
Not just photographers, I think. So I work a lot on my one major thing aspect is very important for me is the vibe and the energy.
Yeah.
So even if I'm, you know, hiring a team member, doesn't matter if they don't know anything, because eventually they have to unlearn and learn again the systems that we follow. But the vibe and the energy is very important.
I agree. I think for us also, that is one thing
That's
that
one
we
thing.
work on. We majorly work on that. I think Varun sir and I agree. Most of the part where we speak about the person, he comes for an interview, you're just sitting there, and then
How
after
does he
that
talk?
thing,
What he doesn't talk, we'll try to listen more to them.
yeah.
How is
So
his
the
body
moment he
doing? How is
leaves or
he?
she leaves, the first thing we speak about, "Kya laga sir aapko?" It's like the energy is good,
Yeah.
and then we don't even speak about what resume, what this,
What
that,
experience?
nothing.
It doesn't.
Like
Yeah.
this person is someone who's good to be in our energy circle, and then we like it because I think one wrong person in that energy circle will
Yeah.
disrupt a lot of
Ruin everything and
things that
disturb
happen.
It's
everything.
normally
Yes.
all the humans who are doing the work.
Yeah.
The product will be a part of it, but humans will play more important role
Agreed.
everywhere. I think so.
On that note, something that I would like to mention is that because of this, I've also kind of dropped projects in the past.
Okay.
Because see, at the end of the day, it should be satisfying.
And
You
Agreed.
should be able to have a peaceful sleep at night. Something that disturbs my peace, I don't want to get into that. So we've done that. I know sometimes commercially it's not viable, but at the end of the day, it's me for me. I'm
So
answerable.
it's not
to
there on the
myself.
podcast yet. I think just because we're speaking about this, I think I'll also add something. So I'm someone also who believes in strong energies, and I believe there's positive, there's negative also.
Yeah, of course.
I
there
don't
will
even.
be.
I have a thing of a friend of mine who will be like an old friend of mine, but today his aura is just very negative. I don't know why, and I'll not even speak with him. Like, ठीक है ये नहीं चाहिए अभी life में. Even if I meet him for a couple of minutes, half an hour, I get to know. And then after that, when you move out of that conversation, and you feel heavy. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel like you've come out, and then you start thinking on that direction. And
but you'll also come across people. I think normally energy is energy.
yeah,
How do you manifest energy? In certain phase of mind or space, you'll exhume positive energy.
yeah,
And same in a different position, you'll start exhuming negative energy.
Okay.
So I think it's a part of an energy.
Yeah.
How you manifest it personally on a different angle.
Your
changes you personally,
mindset, your mindset
On that
also matters a lot here. That
recently I've started avoiding these things. I don't know, like, because I'm doing podcasts and I want to be in the correct frame of mind. I'm working, and then I've recently I've started avoiding people whom I feel that will disrupt that whole energy circle of mine, because I think the energy that I have now is very good, and it took time to create that energy aura around me, and then
that's what we're all learning, right?
yeah,
And a great amount of deal comes from meditation.
yeah.
You
I-
become more aware about things.
And you're too much in peace with yourself. You start liking yourself more.
I agree.
But that's the
I
most
agree.
ideal thing to be.
Yeah.
So I was at, my mom, being a Muslim, my mom is also a part of the circle, which is of Sri Ravi Shankar, and then I was introduced to that circle I think 2 years back. That's how I started meditating, and it was very very different for me. But I think people have just typecasted it to be a very different religious thing, but it is not. I think
It's not.
when you
There's
get
no
into it,
religion
you'll
to it.
understand that there's
I
nothing
think
which is
being religious and being spiritual are two different things.
Yeah. I
So-
think it's very different, and I've started enjoying after that. It's fun.
And I mean, if you read books, most of the religions mention about spirituality and meditation.
Yeah.
They are all talking about meditation.
Yeah,
They're all talking about the higher realms.
yeah.
And they're still not related. Very frankly, religion and spirituality is not
It's
related.
not related. And when I got into it, I understood this. Because before that also I was not on either side. I was a fence sitter, and I was like, "ठीक है, नहीं करना है, नहीं करना है." And my mom was like, "I'm going there." I'm like, "Okay." Then mom comes like, "It's nice, it's fun. You should go there." And I'm not like hardcore meditation every day, but I think whenever I feel to get that drop I'm getting, I just go there, and they've got nice
It gets a lot of
practices.
wholesomeness
Yeah,
to you.
yeah,
You're so wholesome about it.
yeah.
Then you're trying to be in that space, and you're too satisfied when you're approaching
Yeah,
anything.
agreed.
You don't go with that half feeling or ill feeling or any
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
any situation.
Yeah.
It's just there.
Yeah. Good. I think the conversation went to a very different direction.
It was related to design.
On that note, I think art and design is meditation in itself.
Yeah. Agreed.
So, I think that's why. But somewhere it is all connected.
Yeah. What is your design philosophy? Because we know, I've seen the images, I know the way you design things. But just to be out there from we want to get it out from you. And how do you design things, and how do you approach the whole philosophy part?
So I think there are two major things that I personally feel. One is balance and proportion.
Okay.
So that is something that is the core of the the design language, you could say, or the design process that we follow, everything comes from balance.
Yeah.
So if everything is put in the correct proportion, in the right balance, it's a picture perfect
Okay.
design. So that's something that I really focus on.
I think a lot of people are there because we've got a lot of people on this show as well, where they've told us that we're being very versatile when it comes to designing, but I think you're carving your own niche. I think you're not following the versatility part, right? I think because your projects are seen that you're sticking to a design. I think you're sticking to a design philosophy, and you're not going into that versatility part that I can be molded what the client wants, right?
So, Zed, to be honest,
Because I'll not
I
see a
think
Versace bathroom in your project. I can be
I would
sure. Not
never,
today.
I could
think
never do
not
that.
today.
That's
But
not
no.
me.
But a client comes and says, "I want a Versace bathroom." Maybe you'll upfront say that this is not my style of working. Maybe I don't know.
I think I'll come midways with them.
Okay.
That's my approach.
Okay.
So, and I think I've succeeded in that.
Okay.
So, even though I'm calm as a person, but I'm also a little stubborn.
Okay.
And most of my clients tell me that towards the end of the project.
Okay.
But I'm glad most of the times they're happy about the outcome.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, if I'm stubborn, I'm stubborn. It's
You're
for
stubborn
everyone.
because you know what you're doing, right? And they don't understand what you're doing because it's half cooked, and then you're saying that it's me ye kam hai, ye kam hai, ye kam hai. It's not that you have hired me as a chef. You enjoy the dish when it's served on the table when I've plated it, right? That's how it is.
But I think that also comes with experience. Once you've had that kind of experience, I think then people kind of start understanding, they kind of start respecting you.
Yeah.
They also see you somewhere that, okay, if you're doing something, and it's such a beautiful thing that if someone's kind of trusting you completely,
Agreed.
so I think the question that you asked about versatility is, I had that approach, very honestly. And even today, if there are some clients, when they see our work, when they see the Zen thing and all of that, I would say the Zen or the Wabi Sabi or all these fundamentals of design that has come in, or the design language that's currently happening a lot of places. Not everyone understands that.
Yeah.
They like it on my page, they enjoy seeing it on my page, but when it comes to the actual time to kind of incorporate that for their residence or space, they have this slight hesitation. Because the thing about these kind of interior spaces is that unfortunately it doesn't scream that I've arrived.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not screaming that I've
But that's
spent
the
money.
beauty of it, right?
That's the beauty of
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Slowly people are understanding that.
The design style that you have, I mean that's what I will also love my house to be like. It's called the old rich design. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's got that vibe to it that it is rich in design.
Yeah.
But not rich in terms of the other things that you want. But this is what you exactly want from a designer.
Exactly. That's what I tell my clients. So very recently we've just working on this project. So generally we present two concepts. One is that of course we enjoy doing, and the other one is something which is a little on the modern.
So you give two
luxury.
presentations to your client.
Yeah, after we are on board.
Okay.
Not before that, but after once we are on board.
Okay.
So they were again confused because one looked very, out there and like, okay, something that I've kind of spent on my house. Yeah. Generally, people have this notion when other people come to my house,
they should feel
they
that I've
should
spent
talk
enough.
about it.
How much it's
Yeah.
But I kind of told them that, see, everyone in the family is working. You start your day at 7 in the morning, you come back home at 8, 9, 10, whatever time. Why do you want to see chaos at home? Why do you not want to feel at home? Why do you not want to feel comfortable, that calmness, that coziness? Why do you not want to do that?
I did my house.
Yeah.
The design, I was like, when I enter the house, I don't want anything talking.
Okay.
Nothing on the sofa, no colored upholstery, nothing. I should go and talk to the sofa if I wish. Like, I should go on the dining table and talk to the dining table.
I tell them
then
that.
Dining table coming and talking to me.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, they'll be like, oh, Komal, there's no color in the house. I'm like, trust me, I would love to put color, any color that you wish to, have to see in your living room or your bedroom.
Correct.
But you'll remember me after a year and you'll get bored of it and you'll tell me that I want to change this. What can we do?
Agreed.
I think
So I have this approach towards my project that it should be more calm and timeless. You know, it
Yeah.
should still feel your home, like
Yeah,
not a hotel
short.
room.
Nice. I think I'm not speaking to someone who's 10 years of practice. This is what I'll say. I think you got a very deep sense of thinking when it comes to designing space. I'm being very honest with you, because a lot of people who are there in the industry for a very long period of time, but they don't approach design the way you're approaching design. They become I think what I'll call it as people's person, and they start doing what the client wants, and they just finish the job, and then that's what. But you have your own niche. I think you're the first person who's come on the podcast who's talking about creating, having their own niche of designing, and you change the client's perspective when it comes to design.
I try to.
Yeah, but you're doing it very well. I think, yeah, the amount of
Thank
work
you.
that you've seen, I think you're doing it very well, because you can sense it is done by you, and not a lot of people are there anymore, because I think they're still practicing, not to use the word which is there, but the experienced office, the correct word is. They're there in the industry for a very long period of time. Let's say Nozer Wadia sir, you look at this project and you come to know this is done by him.
Yeah.
For Talatis, I think that's there. I mean, it's important.
I think every designer has a signature
right.
style.
Yeah.
Correct, but now I think from the last 5-7 years, the whole signature style has gone. People have diluted the whole signature style, and now people are doing everything that the person wants, which is good when it
Yeah.
comes to being versatile. But I think having a signature is also important. Like I meet a lot of designer friends and I speak with them. They're like, "Zed, मैं जो कर रहा हूँ वो client के लिए कर रहा हूँ. मैं ऐसा नहीं करता था."
See, some projects you have to
Yeah.
do it that way,
Yeah.
and I would be lying if I said that I don't. So those projects are not on my profile, and those projects you don't want to put it up there,
Okay.
and that is the hard fact. I think a bitter truth that we all end up. So, for example, if he doesn't wants to keep glossy tiles, but he's keeping it because some
Yeah.
people will
require it,
kind
yes.
of require it, or they would like it that way. So, I think at some point or the other, you have to do it.
Okay.
Also, it depends what kind of space it is.
All right.
So, all the commercial or the public spaces that we are doing, the amenities for the developers or the lobbies for the developers, they are not zen and calm and composed, because I can't make it that way.
They're not supposed to be that.
They're
Yeah.
not supposed to be that way.
Yeah.
There is a specific that will still have my touch. It will still have that balance. It will still have that elegance, that timelessness in it. But zen is not the approach that I
Right.
would put there,
Okay.
because it's not home.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a little chaotic. It's supposed to be, over the top.
Hmm.
And it is supposed to feel like that. So I think it also matters that what are you really designing? What is the space? What is the need? Who are the people who are going to be using it?
Agree.
Like when I said that the personality of the user should be reflected there.
So I think the correct approach for someone who wants to have that, because I think the work that you show is the work you get, right? I think that's how it is. So you're showing only what you want is
Instagram is one thing.
correct.
Like you can't just post everything out there.
Correct.
You have a separate portfolio. So
Correct.
if someone approaches us, of course we take them through everything that we've done, and when they resonate with something. So I think what happens mostly is that not everyone knows how to spell certain words. They don't know the definition of contemporary, modern,
Okay.
Zen,
Can you give an
Scandinavian.
example?
For example, there's an ex-client, okay. They don't know what contemporary means.
Okay.
Okay, most of the times they don't know what they want or how to spell what they want.
Okay.
So I do this exercise with all my clients, that I sit with them and I tell them that can we have an uninterrupted session of at least 1 hour,
Okay.
not more, just 1 hour.
Okay.
No phone calls, nothing. I keep my phone aside and I'm just trying to, like show them what we've done. Or I tell them that if you can, kind of give me some references as to what you would like or what's
Correct.
your taste like.
Correct.
And then I try to understand what is their lifestyle like.
Okay.
How is their day going, if it's a residence, then how many guests do you really have? Who are the members? Do you like to host people at home, or no, you are just by yourself? Just trying to know them better, and also by the way they dress and all of that speaks a lot. It
Okay.
speaks volumes about their personality. So I kind of think that a little bit of psychology also works when it comes to design.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
But does it come with experience, or there's a way that you approach the psychology part? Because you're the first person who's speaking, and I'm reaching to the correct place now, I think. Yeah. Because I think with being a designer, you are someone who's reading personalities is one thing which is very important.
Yeah, it is.
And a lot of people are doing it, but they don't know that they're doing it, right? And because there's one thing which clicks with people, and that clicking is called that you've understood that personality, you understand that energy, you understand that
Yeah.
that that persona. How do you come to know that? Is it that it is built over the years? Because I think that's the one of the major reasons which is not taught in design colleges, which is
I
called
think
personality
design
reading.
colleges don't really teach you everything. They are the foundation.
Correct.
Okay, everything else you learn with experience.
Correct.
There's no manual, there's no index of life, there's no index of this
Agreed.
field. If life doesn't have manual, even design or any profession has no manual.
Okay.
You learn it with your experience.
Agreed.
You make mistakes, you fall, you have bad experiences, you have good experiences, and then you are evolving.
So, I mean, this is where I want to add, where you are someone who's reading personalities. Someone who's sitting in an office, is it important for someone to focus on how that designer is reading people's personality? I think design is one part of it, but if you're practicing under someone, that person is reading personalities, and you need to understand how he's doing it, because half of the game is won when you know how to read that person, right?
Unfortunately, I can't teach that or probably put that into words.
Yeah, but
Or-
you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. One, that I can't teach anyone how to read personalities. Nobody can.
Okay.
And
Because
like
the
I
most
said,
successful designers that I know are people whose clients love that person, right? And to make someone love you is a way that you can approach that person, because you change your designs, right? Every now and then, it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
And then every client is different, but everyone collectively knows that you are the person who's the correct person. I think that's
designs change, we don't change.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's
As a
where
person.
you
Remains
know
the
that as a
same.
person.
My heart doesn't change. My
Yeah.
heart is still in the favor of the design and my
Correct,
work.
correct. So when you approach there's a client whom you go and meet, and then after second or the third meeting, you know what this person will like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably now know it in the first meeting itself.
And that comes with experience. There's
Of
no
course
way.
it comes with
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
Of course it does.
So you learned it. I mean, how did you arrive? What you're saying today? Because a lot of people don't speak about it, and I think we're the first time we're speaking about it over the podcast.
Yeah, it's different.
I think that again is a part of my personality, I would say.
Okay.
I have always been a very deep thinker,
Okay.
and not just now. This is something that my parents say, that you are like this since your childhood.
Okay.
So you always have deep thoughts.
Okay.
And like I said, that I'm a very imaginative person, like illusions, imaginative things, everything happening, even till date. Like,
Okay.
so if you ask me something about my project, while I'm talking, I'm imagining that space in my head.
Nice.
So I think a lot of it comes from the kind of person that I am.
Okay.
And it's developed over the period of years by talking to people, by understanding things. But there was a small shift in this, in my thought process in the past couple of years.
Okay.
I think post-COVID, I would say. I don't know what made me have this shift of, thought process or outlook towards, a perspective towards this. I kind of have started thinking from other person's perspective.
Okay.
Generally, not just for design, but in general.
Okay.
Like, I feel it's very easy to blame someone for something, but things become better for yourself when you think from their perspective. That why did he say this? Where is he coming from?
Okay.
It's easier said than done. And probably when I say this, it kind of sounds very nice and all of that,
Yeah.
but it's difficult to do, and not necessary that I kind of practice it every time. Sometimes I'm also in my own headspace.
Agree.
We're human beings at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I think the shift of perspective is something that's kind of enhanced this reading personality, quality, I would say.
So we have the whisper challenge. I'll explain you what it is. You'll have loud music on your headphones, and I'll say some words which are to do with interior design or maybe something else. You don't know. So you have to have the music on, and then you have to guess what I'm saying. You have to lip read. I will not do actions also.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Cool. Any preference on the music?
No. Just keep the volume low.
Can you hear me? थोड़ा वॉल्यूम बढ़ाओ हल्का सा. All right, cool. First one, neoclassical. Neoclassical. Neo. What? Even if I scream, you'll not be able to understand. Neoclassical. Again. I'll see.
Just reduce a bit. I still can't hear him. He's anyway whispering, right? You're not gonna.
Okay.
Are you whispering or you're saying?
No, I'm saying it because people want to know what the word is, right?
Oh, okay.
तू बता दे फिर क्या करूँ?
Cool. Neoclassical. Neo.
Ego.
Neo.
Eco-friendly.
Neo.
Eco.
Classical.
Eco.
Neoclassical.
E-
Neoclassical.
Eco.
No. Ni.
Eco.
Ni. Neo.
Ilo.
Ilo.
Ilu.
Neoclassical.
Equal.
Neoclassical.
Ilu गाना है क्या?
Ilu नहीं. Okay, second word. Pop art.
Pop art.
Pop art.
No, good. Both of you got it. No. Facade.
First.
Facade.
Versace.
Facade.
First art.
Facade. Facade.
Facade.
Facade. You got it. Pattern.
Magic.
Pattern.
Maggie.
Maggie. Pattern.
Mag.
Pattern. One word. Pattern.
Bag.
Pattern. Pattern.
Badge. नहीं.
Pattern.
Punk. No.
Backsplash.
No. Okay. Fifth word, right? Fifth word. Wallpaper.
Wallpaper.
What was the last word?
Wallpaper.
Oh.
So I said neoclassical. The first word was neoclassical. The ego. He's saying ilu. Then we had pattern.
Okay.
That we missed.
Yeah, facade.
Facade was.
Oh.
Maggie? He's saying Maggie? Architect Maggie? 2 minutes. So we move to the next segment, which is called the rapid fire round, or I call it the thoughtful round, where we'll throw questions at you and you have to answer it at your own speed. No problem on the rapid part. But the questions are designed in a way of someone who wants to know you as a personality can understand what kind of person you are. This is how we've designed it. Okay, so the first thing is if your designs were an ice cream flavor, which flavor it would be?
Tender coconut or mango.
Okay, why?
Because of the colors, I think, majorly.
Okay. I think tender coconut also has a texture to it. So.
Texture to it.
Okay, cool. If your design studio had a theme song, which song would it be?
Oh my god. I think it would be You're Beautiful.
Okay. James Blunt?
Yes.
Nice. Okay. Good choice. What is the weirdest source of inspiration you have drawn from for a project? Designers get inspired by a lot of things.
I know.
But the weirdest part.
Not weird really,
Okay.
but I think my biggest inspiration is like humans themselves.
Okay.
I think the way they think, their personality. Like I
Okay.
said, that a major part of it comes from the psychological approach that I have.
Yeah.
So sometimes it actually gets weird also.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's weird, but
No,
yeah.
it's not weird, but I
But
think
it's
that's the
different.
correct way of approaching. Yeah. But okay,
Yeah.
cool. One design trend that you wish should come back, because now a lot of things are coming back, right?
Yeah.
What is that you wish should come back?
I think brown should come back.
Okay.
I think I've not really liked browns for the longest period of my time, like career. But now I feel that browns are missed. I miss having brown because
Interesting.
as a kid when I grew up, brown and beige was the thing,
Yeah.
and those cement printed and terrazzo were the thing. But terrazzo has come back.
Yeah.
You know, printed tiles have like those casted tiles have come back.
Yeah.
But brown is something that now people have gone more towards taupe, more towards beige,
I
mushroom
agree.
tones.
I agree. However,
And-
I agree. Browns, I think, is not is
Yeah.
missing.
It's
Yeah.
not
It's
there.
missing.
It's not there.
Everything is too striking either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, like nice English brown, like deep brown. That is something that I wish should come back. Probably I'll do it if.
I agree. Okay. If your designs were a weather condition, what would they be? A sunny day, a gentle breeze, or what? What do you feel like?
A gentle breeze,
Okay.
soothing, calm.
Okay. Now,
Nice.
connecting to this question, if your design studio and your designs were a season, which season would it be?
Autumn,
Okay. And why?
because it's the right balance.
Okay.
It's not too cold. It's not too sunny.
Okay.
It's nice. It's beautiful.
Okay.
Enjoyable.
If your designs were a board game,
Board game,
yeah, which game would it be?
chess.
Okay. Black and white?
Black and
You want to change the color of the board and then play.
Yeah. Then it was be beige and dark beige.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. If you were to redesign a famous landmark,
Okay.
which one would you do and how?
I think I would redesign the Taj Mahal.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think use a lot of green elements. You know, get more nature-oriented things
Okay.
into that, and probably also one thing that I would change is also give credit to the people who've constructed it,
Agreed.
and more natural light. You know,
Okay.
something that I would like to change.
All right. Describe your ideal workspace in 3 words.
Clean, no mess around.
Okay. That's clean. Okay.
No mess. Like it has to be, everything has to be in its place, organized.
Yeah.
No mess. Lot of sunlight.
All right.
I like sunlight. I like natural light, and I would prefer being alone
Okay.
in my space. But now that the team is there,
Okay.
they're not very noisy. But yeah, still, if I
Okay.
have to do it like an ideal place, it would be all me by myself. Just a lot of natural light and
Okay.
no chaos.
If you would like to write a design quote or a quote right outside your studio, what would it say?
I think design is manifesting and meditation both.
Okay. Interesting. If your designs were a travel destination, where would they take us?
In some Japanese village,
Yeah.
I think.
Like a Zen place.
Zen place.
Okay, cool. I think that's it for the rapid fire round.
You're not asking him the questions.
No.
He
I've
knows
done-
all the questions, and I
I
think
know
he's
all-
done it for the 14th time now.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
फिर से thank you. Please. So now speaking about a project which is close to your heart, I think that's where we'll reach and we'll speak about that.
Yeah.
I think because like I mentioned, the entire thing is all audio and we discussing. We need to give a context of what kind of designs you do. So is there a project that you want to showcase?
Yeah. There's a project that we call Wabi Sabi.
Okay.
So this was designed by us in 2022.
Okay.
And it was the beginning of the Zen era for KSDP in a way.
Okay.
I think back then the Wabi Sabi or the Zen design language was not that evolved or accepted. This is just 2 years back, I would
Okay.
say, but still it was not out there and about.
Yeah.
And doing this for a client on outskirts of Mumbai, where the
Okay.
exposure was not as much as the city, was one challenge. And more so over because it was not a private residence, it was a show flat.
Okay.
So someone on the outskirts of Mumbai agreeing to do this for a show flat where he has to convince so many people to sell his
Interesting,
product was something I was impressed.
Yeah.
And it's close to my heart, not because of the outcome but also because of the experience that I had with the clients.
Okay.
So I think when I say that a project is a collaborative effort from all the sides, it's not just the designers, not just the associates or the vendors or the brands that we work with, but also the clients majorly, that how much do they really trust you,
Yeah.
and how much do you also kind of take things positively.
Agree.
Right.
Like I got to learn a lot also from them in a way. So it was more like curves, very, very soothing approach to it, like minimal aesthetics,
Okay.
more detail oriented, more focus on the furniture pieces that had no straight lines, no sharp edges, very, very like, curved edges.
Yeah.
And smooth, like it was like smooth like a breeze, like you would
Nice.
feel at home, so that's something that I've really enjoyed, and it's one of my memorable projects. Where of course everything was customized as per the requirement, but it also kind of gave us this boost that someone on the outskirts of the city can do this, because for them it's the biggest experiment.
Yeah.
For us it was fine,
Yeah.
we are designers, we will go all out and put our imagination on paper, but to accept that in reality and be fearless of the outcome of that, it's something
Agreed.
really commendable
Agreed.
and noteworthy of.
All right.
So, how do you feel about the store? You visited it.
I think it's beautiful. Some of the products that I just saw,
Right.
I loved it. And like I mentioned, that I've never been a very big fan of onyx,
Okay.
but I love the black onyx that you have here. And
You.
if, because there's a big taboo around
Yeah.
black
Right.
being
Yeah.
in a residence, I would love to use that for a bedroom, like completely go all out. So yeah, some of the products are really nice. They're innovative. Like for example, Zen, he showed me this wooden concrete mix flooring.
Yeah.
So yeah, some of the products are really very innovative, and I'm looking forward to have them in my projects for sure.
Thanks.
Last question from our side. How was your
Well-
experience over KYAD?
Honestly, I was myself,
Yeah.
and like I was mentioning that I didn't have to be any different from my personality
Yeah.
or too far from it. I was just being myself and just being honest to the questions
Yeah.
that you've asked me. So it was fun. I think it was very personal
Yeah.
and not just chaotic and crowdy. I think a beautiful morning and a beautiful start to the weekend, I would say.
Thank you. Thank you. I think it was
Thanks for
lovely
being
to
here.
host you. I think this
Yeah.
is the most insightful conversation
And
that we've
most
also had.
different and
I'm glad,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
thank you for having me
Yeah.
over.
And I think we would love to do one more episode with you if that's possible in the coming, because I think you've got multiple layers to your personality. I think that's there, and just being
Sure.
one thing will be difficult. But we'll invite you again to have a conversation again.
Sure.
Yeah?
I'll be there. Yeah.
All right, that's it then from us. Thank you so much for coming
Thank
over.
you. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
having me over.
Thank you.